I got to crack the Baja Blast for this one because I'm about to start talking real quick.
Oh, man. Here we go.
So my first prediction for the 2024 season is going to be ARCA. I think we're going to see the first female winner in quite a while, and I think Tony Bryner is going to win an ARCA race this season. I mean, whether you look at the ARCA Menard Series stats for Tony, it was, 13 races? I think she had 4 top 5s, which is a career high, 7 top 10s, which is a career high. She was racing at the finish in all but one race, and she had an additional top 10 in the East Series. I didn't really group that in, though. And she looks more and more confident each time she gets on the track. I mean, plus the equipment when she's racing even in Tricon, I think she does very well. And now with Venturini Motorsports, I mean, I think this is the year that she gets it done in NASCAR, in ARCA. And she's getting more truck starts, more and more, I think slowly she's getting to that point where she will be full-time in the truck series. She has the most followers on Instagram. She has some of the most sponsorship money out there. I think when she shows what her talent really is, she'll be able to get up to where I believe where Hailie Deegan is right now. I'd argue she might be a better driver than Hailie Deegan. That's a little bit of a bold prediction. I think she does better. It's hard to compare Xfinity Series to ARCA, but I think if you put Tony Breidinger with Hailie Deegan, I think Tony outperforms her. And I know two things, though. Tony's only 24. She's got a lot of talent, though. She's only 24. Hailie Deegan is also very young, by the way, too. But Tony has not yet led a lap in the ARCA series, and I know that's crazy because she's had multiple top 5s. I think she finished 3rd last year as well. But I think she can get over that hump, not only not leading a lap, I think she leads the laps, and I think she leads the last lap at least one race. So that's my first bold prediction is Tony Breidinger gets it done in ARCA at least one time this year. My number 2 prediction for the 2024 season, I think Shane Van Gisbergen will not only win an Xfinity race, but I think he'll also win one of his cup races. And I don't know where it's going to be, though. It's tough. One of the best supercar drivers in the history of that series, I should say, came over to NASCAR and kicked butt at Chicago. Then he comes back at Indy, finishes top 10. So he wins Chicago, finishes in the top 10 at Indianapolis. And it's just a rookie season with Kaulig. I think he has the 6 road courses, like I mentioned. I mean, he's in the best road course equipment that we can see in the Xfinity Series with Kaulig Racing. And his teammate's the greatest road course driver in the history of NASCAR. Let's be honest. I think it's hard to bet against A.J. Allmendinger. That's a shout-out to Ben Schneider as well. I really think Allmendinger is the best in the Xfinity Series ever. So when you got him as your teammate, it's hard to not perform and live up to that height. But, yeah, I really think he not only will win an Xfinity race, whether it's on an oval, whether it's at a road course, I think he wins a cup race. And I bet you in one of those 7, whether it's COTA, whether it's Chicago, whether it's Watkins Glen, heck, it could even be Talladega, Las Vegas, one of the other ones he has. I think Shane Van Gisbergen will prove why he's one of the best drivers, not only in supercars, but I think if you look at motorsport overall, kind of like Juan Pablo Montoya, I feel like you can put SVG in anything and he is going to succeed. And he has shown that by winning his Cup Series debut. I mean, 80, 81 wins, something like that in supercars, 3 championships. I feel it would be disrespectful for me to not say I think he can get it done in NASCAR, especially in the Xfinity Series. I think this is Denny Hamlin's year to win it all, but I don't know how he gets it done. I really don't, just because of one thing. He dominated the Clash. He's won 2 races in each of the last 5 seasons. He seems as confident as you've ever seen Denny Hamlin. And a confident Denny Hamlin is a scary Denny Hamlin. 51 cup races. But it's tough. Like I said earlier in regards to Justin Allgaier, when are we finally going to say he's one of the best or the best ever to not win a championship for him to become one of the best with a championship? And the issue, I think, is because Denny Hamlin, now he's missed the Final Four 2 years in a row after having really great seasons. And one thing is and they were both by a few points. I know Chastain only beat him by a few, and then I know William Byron only beat him by a few. My issue is actually with the manufacturer. Toyota is just not good at Phoenix in the Cup Series since the next gen era. I don't know why. Shout out, this is another Trey Ryan 99 stat. If you follow anything on gridranking.com, a lot of the stats I use in my fun fact about the race from Trey Ryan. I've watched that kid's page grow from 200 followers to over 2,000. He deserves it. I mean, Jonathan mentioned it earlier too. Trey's incredible. And Trey made me realize that Toyota has not led a single lap in the Cup Series at Phoenix. So when the championship race is there, I just don't know how Denny Hamlin will be able to get it done. And then they got a lot of talent, but I'm going to say my final 4 predictions. I think Denny Hamlin's going to make it, though. I think Christopher Bell in the Toyota camp's going to make it. I think Kyle Larson will be the Hendrick representative. And I think Ross Chastain's going to sneak in there. And then if we see anything like Ross Chastain's been at Phoenix, we're going to have a new Cup Series champion next year. So that's my 3rd prediction of 2024. Denny Hamlin, it's his year to win it all, but I don't know how he gets it done. My 4th prediction of 2024, I think there are 4 drivers in the Cup Series that didn't win in 2023 that will win in 2024 and find their way into the playoffs. One of them, or 2 of them, did make the playoffs. So number 1, Chase Elliott. I think he's going to win and get in. 2020 champion. He was injured and suspended for a combined 7 races, yet he still was amazing. He had that 13.1 average finish, which was top 3 lowest in the Cup Series. I mean, he won 5 races the year prior, and I'm confident he'll get wins number 19, probably wins number 20 as well. Number 2, Brad Keselowski. I think he gets a win and gets in too. 2012 champion, I should say, almost 2020, 2019 champion. Hasn't won in the next gen era. Unfortunately, the duels do not count, but he hasn't won yet. This Spring Dega race, 2021 is the last time we saw Brad K in victory lane. Last season was a breakthrough year. I think this year will be the first win for him in the Cup Series as an owner driver. Number 3, Bubba Wallace. I really think Bubba Wallace is going to have a tremendous year. He had the best season of his career in 2023 if you don't count his truck days with KBM 2013, 2014. If we see 2013, 2014 Bubba Wallace, I'd agree with Joe. I think Bubba Wallace would make the round of 8 very easily. I mean, he won in 21, won in 22, didn't win last year. But just look, I'm going to pull up some of Bubba Wallace's stats. Career high, 5 top 5s, 10 top 10s. Mm-hmm. He had a pole, most laps led ever. His average finish was 2.4 spots better, and his lowest starting position was 6 spots better than it was last year. His average start was 12.4. This is not only one of the best qualifiers in the Cup Series, this is the best restarter, too, with retention rate. That's a shout-out to Auto Racing Analytics. Bubba Wallace is the best restarter in the NASCAR Cup Series statistically and analytically as well. No doubt about it. So I think he's qualified top 10 in 9 of the last 10 races. I think Bubba Wallace really shows up and wins this year. Last one, then I'll stop talking about certain playoff ones. My apologies. Ty Gibbs. I think Ty Gibbs gets it done. He had the best rookie season in NASCAR without a win we've seen in quite a while. 4 top 5s, 10 top 10s. He's ready. The kid's got talent, regardless of what anyone says, whether it's the equipment or not. Ty Gibbs, this is a bold prediction. Ty Gibbs is a future Cup champion. It's same thing, Corey Heim. It's inevitable. When's it going to happen? It's not if, but when. Ty Gibbs will be a Cup Series champion. He's got 51 under his belt, Cup races, not championships. Could you imagine? But he already has 12 Xfinity wins in 59 races. I'm sure he's going to finally get win number 1. I'm not going to say what's going to be within the next 8 races, though, but I think it's going to be that. So that's my playoff prediction for there. And if you don't mind me keep talking, I'm going to say who's not going to make the playoffs. You ready for this? Boldest prediction. My 5th prediction of 2024. I don't think Stewart-Haas Racing gets a single car in the playoffs. They might win in the playoffs. I don't think any of them gets in the top 16. I think, to be honest with you, I would argue that Riley Herbst and Cole Custer might be better. And if you put them in the Cup Series versus what we've seen out of like Ryan Preece and possibly Noah Gragson last year. So that's another one, and we'll see what happens. But Ryan Preece and Chase Briscoe were below average. Noah Gragson had one of the worst rookie seasons we've seen in quite a while. Josh Berry's a 33-year-old rookie. It's not like he's young. He's been around a while, but he's 33 years old coming in. He's in Harvick's old car. That's got to be the most upside of the entire Stewart-Haas situation, is that he's in Harvick's old car. But, I mean, it's just he didn't really have a great year. Neither did Gragson. Neither did Preece. Neither did Briscoe. I think they might win, whether it's Briscoe at a super speedway, Preece at a super speedway. But I really don't see any Stewart-Haas Racing Ford making it into the top 16. So that's my anti-playoff prediction there. And I promise you, I will drink my Baja Blast and let you guys talk now. Thank you.